Welcome to the Sort It Out SI League Guide for Latvia, where we'll look at the league structure within Football Manager 2023 and run through a few save ideas if you want to start your career in Latvia. On FM23, Latvia has just a single playable league with only 10 playable teams, so this guide might be quite quick. Latvia is one of the newest leagues in Football Manager, only joining the series in Football Manager 2022, and the season in Latvia runs in line with a calendar year, starting in March and ending in around November. Unusually for Football Manager, however, you only have the option to start in 2022 and not the current 2023 season, which you kind of get the option for in all other seasons that run on a calendar year. But never mind, we'll also cover the European qualification and the domestic cup competition. So we start our guide with the only playable tier, the Optibet Versliga. The teams play a quadruple round-robin schedule, so that means they play the other 9 teams 4 times for a 36-game season. Now, the only real limitation on the squad registration is a pretty weak one. There's a maximum of 15 foreign players out of the 30-man squad, and I believe there's 14 other players need to be homegrown as a minimum, but basically half and half of your 30-man squad needs to be foreign or born in Latvia. The 10th place team in the league after the 36-game season is automatically relegated down to the unplayable second tier, and the 9th place team goes into a 2-legged playoff with a team from that unplayable second tier. At the top of the table, Latvia starts with 4 European qualification places. The champions of the league head into the Champions League qualifying rounds, obviously, and the other 3 places are all in the Europa Conference League, with the winners of the Cup, which we'll cover in a second, taking one of those berths if they haven't already automatically qualified through the league. We shift focus now to the domestic cup competition, and I'm just going to call it the Latvian Football Cup because it's got a very long, fun-looking name, which I'm going to really struggle with when you apply the real name fix, so I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. But the cup is a single elimination tournament. The in-game starts with the second round. This round is filled out with teams from unplayable leagues, as is the next round. The 10 Versliga teams join in the 4th round, alongside the remaining 6 teams from the 3rd round. Each round is a single game that goes to extra time or penalties if the scores are level, and this holds all the way through to the final, where, as mentioned, the winners qualify for the Europa Conference League. Now, with the league and cup covered, it's been quite quick because there's only one league. Let's now look at 5 fantastic save ideas for Latvia. We start with the reigning champions from 2021, RFS from Riga. This club only really got a place in the Versliga back in 2016 after dominant side Skonto, who won like 14 of the first 15 ever Latvian leagues, lost their license to compete. So since then, RFS have gone from strength to strength, qualifying for Europe for the first time in 2018, winning the Latvian Cup a year later in 2019, and then winning the Versliga for the first time in 2021. They've got secure finances and good facilities for Latvia, obviously. That means they are well placed for them to retain the league if you are to become their new manager. So you retain the title in your first season. That is your task if you are the new manager of RFS. Now, staying in Riga, we head to Riga FC, who were formed not long before RFS, following the merger of FC Karamba and Dynamo Riga in 2014. The new team got back-to-back promotions from the second and the first Liga, so the third and second tier, into the Versliga, and were champions by their 3rd season in the league. So they went straight to the top. They won the league and cup double in that season, the 2018 season, followed by 2 further Versliga victories in 2019 and 2020. They are the richest club in the country. They've got the best facilities, so it'll be a quick bounce back from their fall off to 4th place in 2021. Next, we have recently promoted Auda, who have been around for just in a couple of different names for about 50 years, but they haven't really seen any success until recently. A couple of brief spells in the top flight aside, they've been a fixture in the second tier for much of the last 30 years. They will be facing big odds to do well immediately in the Versliga, but take comfort in the fact that in the real 2022 season that's just finished, they have won their first major trophy. They won the Latvian Cup and qualified for Europe. Can you repeat that feat if you take charge of Auda? We move to Valmiera next, and this side was formed in 1996, so relatively old compared to some of the teams in the league, and they quickly got promoted to the Versliga, and after 7 years of mid-table obscurity, they dropped back down to the second tier where they remained until 2018. With their return to the Versliga, they have gone from strength to strength, finishing in 4th, 3rd, 2nd and then 1st in the last 4 years. So that first was in the 2022 season, so it will be the one that you will be starting in if you take control of them. Your task is going to be replicate that 2022 title victory and help the team push towards qualification for group stages in Europe, whether that's in the Conference League or even, dare I say, the Champions League. Now, the final team is going to be a much tougher task. Obviously, there's only 10 teams in the league, so it's kind of hard to separate 5 from 5. But the recently promoted side, Supernova, are rank outsiders in the league. They're a relatively new club, again, formed in the year 2000, and they've spent most of their existence in the 3rd tier. They finally made it up to the 2nd tier in 2018 and saw promotion again to the Versliga for the 2022 season, so they are freshly promoted. Expectations, however, are for the side to struggle with the step up in competition. Indeed, they finished 10th in the actual 2022 season, and they only avoided relegation on a technicality as another side further up in the league folded. So can you do the unthinkable, and can you make Supernova competitive in the Versliga and survive relegation on your own merit? So that's your task, and there we have it. They are our 5 save ideas. It was a whistle-stop tour of the Latvian leagues in Football Manager. Only there's only 1 league and 1 cup, so it's going to be quite quick anyway. But if you are familiar with either the real-life Latvian leagues or you've played there extensively on the last couple of editions of Football Manager, head to the comments, share your thoughts, give me any corrections on any terrible pronunciation, because there's bound to have been some. If you want to try and tackle the name of the Latvian Cup, please do so. Importantly, share any stories of managing in Latvia if you've done that over the last 2 years. And whilst you're there, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, check out more of our league guides because there's a great playlist with a dozen on them there right now. And thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you on the next one.